Alright, technical review update. I've got my list of what I call meme stocks up here. We had some big gainers today. I don't have time to follow fundamentals or news stories on a lot of these. Just kind of like to look at the technicals. If I see something interesting in the technicals, then I will dig deeper. So I'm just going to go over the technicals, and then I'll leave that part to you guys, whatever it is you're interested in. I'm not even sure where I got some of these tickers. SKLZ. This came into my watch list recently, I think. So big news today, or a big move today on some news. But as you can see on the 4-hour chart here, we're still well below our downtrending indicators. So this thing has a considerable amount of wood to chew to be considered to be back in an uptrend. And this is a 4-hour chart. Let's look at a daily. On the daily chart, it looks like we're just way oversold. The further away you get from the cloud, the more oversold you are, the more likely you are to have a pullback. So there was some news out on this today, but you're taking a lot of risk of this just being an oversold bounce, I think, to enter here. So if you want to enter something like this here, what I do is I come down to a 30-minute chart and try to trade the momentum here. We're already a little bit overextended on a 30-minute chart. This Tinkinson is rising pretty straight up here. I would look for a pullback, maybe some support from the Kijinson here. A pullback down around here to get in, and then look for prices to stay above an uptrending green cloud on the 30-minute chart. CAN, looking at a lot of these moves today, some pretty strong percentage-wise moves. A lot of these burned off after hours, or this one burned off at 3.5% after hours, up 12.96% today. As you can see, we're still below our nearest downtrending indicator, the Tinkinson line here. We've got Kijinson up here curving down. We're below the cloud, so still plenty of wood to chew. I can see a support area right here, the bottom of these candles, at about 1550, and we're at 1377 here. So I think, trying to get in on something like this just because of a one-day move, I think you're in for trouble if you try that. You need to wait for confirmation of some uptrending support, at least see price above this Tinkinson line to at least have some sort of uptrending support. XL Fleet Corp. Still under downtrending pressure there. This was a major sell signal here, this TK cross. I put an arrow there some time back, and we're still in the same downtrending orientation with Tinkinson below Kijinson here. Everything below the cloud. IDEX. See if we reacted to support area here. There's quite a bit of price action around here. So we may have some support down in this area, but we're still underneath all these downtrending indicators here. These chart patterns can take considerable time to work out, so I think just to be safe before going long on some of these, I'd really want to see price back above the cloud like what we had back here. For the most part, I doubt that we're going to see price action like we did here again anytime soon. I've drawn this uptrending channel here. Might want to look for a reaction down here around $2. Genius Brands, this hasn't been doing all that good. I thought I was going to try to hold this rising trend line I've drawn here and we've completely ignored that. Good size bullish candle today. We burned off some after hours, but we still have a lot of downtrending indicators here. This chart really is kind of a mess. We have some support, looks like, down in here. These pin bars and these candles here. So it looks like we're trying to react to some support here down around $1.50 or so. BNGO. This is definitely bearish. Had the TK cross clear up here, and Tinkinson has stayed below Kijinson. We've fallen below the cloud. Once we fell below the cloud here, selling momentum picked up pretty good. So I'm just seeing this as an oversold bounce here. Sometimes these oversold bounces, we can come back up, test the Kijinson or even the cloud. These oversold bounces sometimes can give you a decent little rally. You just never know how long they're going to hang in there. We're up 4% after hours, so to trade these oversold bounces, I like to come down to a 30-minute chart. And we're trying to get above the cloud. We've got a twist right here. So this flat area right here is what I would watch, because as price progresses, we want to see price stay above the newly forming green twist of cloud here. So I want to see price stay above about 560. If you're going to try to swing trade this or trade this oversold bounce, or hope trying to do some bottom fishing or whatever you're doing. ZOM, today's bounce is pretty meaningless. This is a pretty steep downtrend here. That is some pretty steep selling momentum there. We didn't even really stop at $1 for any support there. We just pretty much blew past it. I see this easily trading down to 40 cents, or maybe even clear back down here to 20 cents. Right now it's just really got some down momentum. We've got the 200 average coming in right here. Looking a little oversold, but these things can be oversold for quite some time. We're getting pretty far from the cloud there. But as I said before, the problem with these kind of charts is there really isn't much support. You look for support with price action. When you have a good grouping of price action, these areas can be support. This was considered an area of support here around $1, and we didn't even bat an eye there. So I don't see how these others are going to hold. This is just going to take some news, I think, to turn this around. A news event or earnings and guidance announcement or something. Right now it's just really tanking. QS, quantum space, I took a short position on this because we had this support area here. We've reacted a few times trying to hold this area here, and now we've lost that support, and we've got our downtrending Tinkinson below the cloud. And I don't see a whole lot of support over here. I see this easily trading down to $20. So I'm going to trade down to $20. Likely take some profits there if we get there. But I'll stay in my short position, I think, until unless I see price back above the Tinkinson here. Just depends on how the trade goes. If I get some good quick profits, I may just take them and be content with that. Fuel cell, I've been in and out short on this one a few times. It's been selling off pretty hard. CCIV. Got some support areas I drew here. We broke down below the first one here. We're still under downtrending pressure from the Tinkinson. Trying to find some support right here at this 1760 area. But we're still under downtrending pressure. And I see we're down a little bit after hours. So we're going to need to see some follow through. If today's bounce is going to mean anything, we're going to need some follow through, get back above the Tinkinson line here. So yeah, these support areas here are pretty weak. I mean, this momentum was just so fast that these support areas really are not very reliable. Sometimes the price action just needs to start hammering out its own support area, develop something new. It just takes time. Like I keep saying, it just takes time for these things to evolve. Okay, plug power, still well below our downtrending Tinkinson here. US Water Service, I think this one just recently came on my radar, but this is under some pretty vigorous downtrending pressure here. QUEST or QUST. This chart's kind of a mess. It's a pretty low volume going on over here, I guess, and then it looks like volume recently came into this. And let's see if I can look at the volume. Yeah, pretty big volume spike right here, and then we didn't make a new low. That's mildly interesting, but we're still under our downtrending indicators here. Let's take a look at a 30-minute chart. Yeah. It's kind of a resistance area here. We fell below this, what would have been support. So this area may be support now. Quite a bit of price action right here. Let's see, about 890. Let's call it. Yeah. Maybe more like $9, which is right about where we're at now. And we actually fell down a little bit below that after hours. GEVO. Okay, we're still on a 30-minute chart here. GEVO has come up into the red cloud on the 30-minute chart. On the daily, we're still in a momentum sell-off here. RIOT, trying to react to 100-period moving average here, but plenty of downtrending pressure. I've drawn this bull flag or wedge shape here. This line may not, it's pretty much meaningless now, but it lined up with the flat bottom of this cloud here, so I thought I was waiting to see a break of this sort of wedge or flag pattern, and we've broken to the downside here. So I'm kind of liking the idea of shorting some of these. It looks like Bitcoin's breaking down, so I like the idea of shorting some of these Bitcoin related stocks. So I may be shorting that one here soon. Let's see. So we got charge point. So let's see, a couple weeks ago, charge point made a pretty strong move right up here, tested the cloud and failed. And it looks like we're kind of testing this support area right here at about $19, $20. Let's see. I'm not all that optimistic this is going to hold. We have this downtrending pressure coming, so We need to wait and see. Tilray, momentum down still. DraftKings, this rally is kind of breaking down here. We've fallen below the Ichimoku cloud, fell below it. 5.5% move up today, stopped right here at the bottom of this cloud and down a little bit after hours. So we need to see, we need to wait and see what our follow through is going to do. We did have a bit of a support area here that I had drawn a few days ago. We did react there. I've got another, one could speculate that there's support all within this range here because of the amount of price action. So this whole range between $55 and $45 or so, price could react anywhere along in there. If you like the stock and you want to get it cheap, let's see what a trend line looks like here. I'd had a trend line drawn. Sometimes trend lines need to be redrawn. We could have a new trend forming that looks something like this. These can be good areas to trade from. You know, this $55 support level. So if it doesn't hold, you can minimize your losses. But I think it's also a good idea just to scale in if you're wanting to own this. You know, maybe buying a third or so right in here, and try picking up a little bit more as it gets cheaper. A lot of support down in here around $35 or so. I don't think it'll get that low, but AMC, this has just been consolidating really. Surprised it's held up as long as it has. It's kind of defying gravity to me. But NEO, this is trying to react. This is trying to hammer out a support area right here. We've reacted here 3 times at about 34.50. We still have downtrending pressure. So, like I say, these things can take time to work out. We get over here, more downtrending pressure, possibly ultimately fail, and trade down here to about $27. We do have the 200 period moving average, but our moving average lines are crossing. There's a lot of bearish things going on with this chart. I really don't like the idea of bottom fishing, so. But if that's your style, like I say, 30-minute chart. Already a little overextended on the 30-minute chart. I like to watch for a pullback closer to the cloud or the Kijinsen line to try to get in on one of these pullbacks. It's kind of a support area here. See these candles right here. 37.50. Definitely, I would want to see it hold 36, about 36.50 for a momentum swing trade if it's going to do it. But yeah, underneath the cloud like this, see, look on the 4-hour chart where we stopped, right here at the bottom of this cloud. So I like trading 4-hour charts. I think they're pretty reliable. They give you a little bit better picture of where your downtrending resistance is. I'd want to see price back above the cloud in a bullish twist. So I have a feeling this move is going to fail. I think we're going to see these things go back down tomorrow or the following day. PLTR, 4-hour chart, still kind of in a bearish trend here. The cloud's getting thinner, and we've been reacting to this area here, this $21 area. Looking at the daily chart, that has been an area of support a number of times. This $21 area. So I am long this trade. I got in over here based on this $21 support. I think if that breaks, I think this could fall considerably. $15, or you maybe back down here to $10. And the way things have been going, a lot of these support areas have been breaking down. And we are underneath the cloud, downtrending Ichimoku cloud. So I'm kind of wondering what I'm doing along this stock. I may just get out if we move up a little bit more tomorrow. If we can move up into here, I think I'm just going to get out because I really don't like trying to go long when we're underneath a red cloud like that. But like I said, I do like this support area. That's $21, but I'm just seeing so many other stocks that these areas are failing. Roblox, not a lot of chart history here. Kind of these wave patterns, consolidation. Support down here around $64. Let's take a look at Tesla. So I mentioned that 720 was key support area, and we broke down below it. So I thought, well, the support's been more kind of a range between about 705 and 720, I think is what I was watching. So we did come right down here to this 705 area right here. So we're kind of consolidating and hanging out right here. Not real optimistic about this stock going back to the moon. It's just up so big in such a short amount of time. This rally has been awfully steep, and it just seems like it's deteriorating, but it's taking its sweet time. I know there's a lot of people pretty passionate about this stock. One thing encouraging I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a series of higher lows. Okay, higher lows, higher highs, getting back above the cloud. There are some bullish signals going on here. Oh. Sundial. And it looks like it's trying to consolidate or find some support right around here. 86 cents we're at here. Doesn't look real optimistic yet. BLOK. Looks like we're trying to hold the support area here. I think ultimately, if we can't get past this resistance area here, ultimately I think this is going to fail. This is another one where the uptrend has been so steep that there's just not a lot of support. And like I say, we're seeing more and more of these break down. So I'm really not liking these trades right now. Workhorse, that thing's been a mess. MSTR, I just took a short position in this, which probably been better to do up here, but I was feeling bullish on this. We had this TK cross. It looked like we had this big bullish candle here. We were breaking above the cloud, and then we got countered with this big bearish engulfing candle here, and now we're down below the cloud, trying to react to 100-period moving average here. But this is looking pretty bearish. This could have a long way to fall. Got some support here at about 580 or so. And this is a Bitcoin related stock. I recently read, since I got involved in it, that they've been investing their cash into Bitcoin. And it looks like Bitcoin's rolling over, so I'm kind of liking the idea of shorting some of these Bitcoin related stocks here. GameStop, not a lot going on, consolidating. SOS, bearish, a little bit of support here. Trying to hold a little bit of support, but we've got our downtrending indicators coming. Snapchat, this looks kind of range bound. We're bouncing in this range here. So we got rejected again at the top of the range after what looked like a head and shoulders top here. This chart has been pretty bullish, so I'm seeing this more as a consolidation than a head and shoulders top now. RCON, this thing's been going pretty crazy here. Still looks bullish, just kind of overextended here, but we're above our momentum indicators. We haven't crossed yet. Oh, excuse me. I need to get off here. Let's see. Coin, not much card history yet, but it's keeps pushing lower. All right, so I'm good for now. That's it. Thanks.